three. You got three brothers, right? Two, on the Bucks and one on the Lakers?
Yes, Giannis and Thanasis are on the Bucks, and Kostas is on the Lakers. Heady recruiting play by the Lakers, having 15th roster spot go to Kostas Antetokounmpo. I thought they should have started him. Just let him go.
That would have been great.
Give him a start.
That would have been a great troll, right?
Let him go up against him. It's a smart play. If Giannis, go ahead, Jenna.
No, when I first saw this, when I opened up Twitter this morning and I saw this, I looked at all the number 34 and I said, well, there's Giannis. And I moved over. I'm like, no, wait, that's Giannis. So no, that's Giannis. So I thought it was a Photoshop, like I always get joked into. Look how similar they look.
Well, especially the Giannis and Thanasis. Similar build. Thanasis looks like the younger Giannis, which, I mean, the Bucks could only hope he will be, but probably. Unbelievable story. That family story, you got some time today. Go read about the family trip from Nigeria to Greece, all of it. It's great.
Talk some Dallas Cowboys now so Coach can get involved. On Wednesday, Dak Prescott was limited in practice for the first time in his career because of a shoulder injury he suffered last week against the Rams. He did stay in that game, played well enough to get the win, but he hasn't taken a snap in practice for the last 2 days. So what does it mean for his availability Sunday against Philadelphia in Dallas's biggest game of the season? Here's Dak Prescott.
It's all improving. That's the kids' goal. I'll be good to go Sunday.
We know the situation. Like I said, we know what's going on, and you know, at the same time, we're treating it as another game, but we're aware of everything. And like I said, we're really excited. And for one, I'm really excited that we're at home. You know, I know these fans are going to show up and be loud, and yeah, I can't wait till Sunday afternoon.
This is what you play this game for. When I was a little boy and dreamed about being a quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, these are the situations you thought about being in. And excited for this moment, this opportunity for our team.
Russell Wilson thinks that line's a little cheesy.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
All right, Coach, it's an easy question. Who wins this game Sunday? Cowboys or Eagles?
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, it's going to be the Cowboys just because of the disproportionate amount of injuries that the Eagles have versus where Dallas is. And look, I like what Dak says at his press conference. I think that's one area that he doesn't need to work on. That's been a consistent area of strength for him. But at the end of the day, Dallas is going to have too much. The question really becomes, how well is Dak going to be able to handle the injury, and how much is the injury really going to affect the way that he throws? I imagine through medication he should be fine, but the Eagles have shown the ability to stop the run, and this game could easily come down to Dak's arm.
Yeah, and I mean, like, listen, I understand it's Philly. I understand it's at home, and we've seen the Cowboys have these wild swings of great play and terrible performances, but this is a team that they dominated last time. I know Philadelphia fumbled the ball the first two possessions, and you get down big as they did. You know, you're down 3 touchdowns at the break, and that's generally a wrap, especially on the road against a talented Cowboys team. I just think this is a mismatch in terms of the talent. The Eagles not only aren't that good, they're not that good when they're healthy. Now they're not healthy, and they're below average in terms of their talent base. They've aged on that defensive front, so they're not putting as much pressure on the passer as they used to, which exposes their defensive backfield. And then the offense just doesn't have their top-level wide receivers. And when you don't have that, it does marginalize the spectacular arm talent you have with Carson Wentz.
I don't think the Eagles are a great team. I don't think they're a flawless team. I don't think they're obviously, it's not that I think, they're obviously right now not some healthy team. I understand all of that. And Wentz has not played great football throughout the course of the season. Now, he's been exceptional in the fourth quarter of their last 2 weeks, divisional games. That is the biggest reason that this game is for the division, essentially. Had they not come back against the Giants or not come back against the Eagles, this game has a very different feel to it because it's a hell of a lot less meaningful. But the reason I like Philadelphia to win this game is less about them and more about the Cowboys are the team. Everyone seems to be waiting for the Cowboys to be someone they are not. They are not a team that has shown us any ability to string together consecutive games against quality opponents. In fact, prior to last week, they hadn't shown us any ability to string together one game against quality opponent in 2 months. Everyone on the team was put on notice, maybe unfairly, maybe it was too much
after the Patriots game.
And how do you respond? At home against a Bills team that is a good team,
right?
And you drive right down the field, go up 7-0, and then you get annihilated. Okay, Next chance, a week later, Thursday night, drive right down the field, go up 7-0 on Chicago, and then let Mitch Trubisky and the Bears annihilate you. It wasn't until after you botch a coin flip and a kickoff that they finally put something together against the Rams. And you said the Cowboys have shown the ability to play really well and really poorly. I think that's Philly. I think Philly's the team that has shown, they have shown you they can go to Green Bay and win. They can show you they can beat up on a Bills team that beat up these Cowboys. I understand the Cowboys can't say, yeah, but we've shown that we can beat Philadelphia in our building a few months ago. I think Philly's the team that has shown when they put it together, they are the higher level team than Dallas.
Yeah, I like a lot of Philly's resilience, and I think that the experience that they've had in the playoffs and the Super Bowl has helped a lot of those guys. And as inconsistent as they've been, that is an advantage. But where they are from an injury perspective, to me, that's offsetting the edge that they have in terms of experience and their ability to recover from adversity. But I agree with you. You don't know which Cowboys team is going to show up. This is a very unique situation because Philly is good at stopping the run, and they should do a good job again this week. So now it's going to fall on Dak, and when Dak's hurt for the first time in his career and is dealing with preparing for a game without actually practicing. And the reason he's hurt, or you could argue one of the reasons he's hurt, is because Dallas is trying to do things creatively, and they run the quarterback-driven run, and he gets hurt on that. He doesn't get hurt throwing the ball. So there's a lot of ifs.
Earlier in the show, if people were watching, I said one of the smartest football people I know said these are the types of games where you find out about the quarterback. It was a little tongue-in-cheek. That person I'm talking was Coach Mangini. And the reason I bring that up is, what will you find out as a coach about Carson Wentz in this game? Because he's never played in a playoff game, but this is, to me, a de facto playoff game in that if the Eagles lose, they're eliminated. So this is, I think it's fair to say, the biggest game of Carson Wentz's career. What do you think you can find out about him?
Well, you're going to find out how he does deal with pressure. Okay, and with big moments, because he hasn't had the opportunity to do this in the playoffs. And then you're also going to see how well he makes other people be successful, whether or not he truly is a force multiplier. And anytime you deal with an injury situation, how well can that quarterback manage the weaknesses that you have and then accentuate the positives of the guys that go in? And then he's not going to have a lot of experience working with those guys. So to see him be able to elevate the game of some of those players that are filling in, or can he do that, that to me tells you a lot about his long-term future with the team.
You're doing the protest vote thing, though. That's really what you're doing here.
What do you mean?
You're doing. It's not that I believe in the Eagles. It's that I think the Cowboys, are a mess and aren't that good, right? That's really what you're doing here. So you're picking the Eagles not because you believe in the Eagles, but because you don't believe in the Cowboys.
Correct. And because they're at home. Yes. They have the better coach. They have, I believe, the better quarterback, and they're at home. And amongst very flawed teams, I'll go with that. Your guys' injury point is well taken, and I'm not trying to discount that. I don't think the injuries are enough to offset the rest.
I also think it's okay to point out that though they have led the league in drops most of the year, the Eagles have, there's also and so that's not on Carson Wentz. Mm-hmm. He's had a terrible fumbling problem.
Yes.
I mean, like, look, 23 fumbles in 25 games is just not acceptable. And so while I think he has a higher ceiling. Like, Dak has never truly been in the MVP race,
right,
let alone late in the season. Like, this dude's a big-time talent. He hasn't had the cleanest season. He does turn the ball over a ton. And then you factor in that you're dealing with, practice squad wide receivers. I think you're asking too much because you think of it as a protest vote more than you think the Eagles are all that good.
Come back, one more segment.